In the decaying, hypersaturated corridors of 2026, humanity is finally waking up to a terrifying yet liberating realization: aging is not an inevitable law of physics, it is a treatable, reversible medical condition. Dr. Thorne is here to tell you that your birth certificate is a lie, a bureaucratic relic of an era that fundamentally misunderstood the information theory of aging. You have been conditioned to believe that you are a mechanical machine destined to simply wear out like a rusted car. But the truth is far more sophisticated. You are not a machine, you are biological software that has accumulated noise. Your epigenome, that complex, master control system of chemical switches that tells your DNA which genes to turn on and which to keep silent, has become cluttered with the toxic debris of 1,000 bad decisions, digital addictions, and environmental poisons. This is why you feel old. This is why your skin loses its luster, your metabolism stalls, and your mind begins to flicker like a dying neon sign. In this 60-second chapter, we are initiating the Chronos Protocol. We are going to wipe the epigenetic slate clean. We are going to find the reset button buried deep within your cellular architecture and press it until the signal is pure again. Understand the staggering stakes of this digital biological war. Every single day you spend operating within this standard lifestyle of 2026, you are adding methyl groups to your DNA like layers of thick, corrosive rust on a pristine high-performance engine. These chemical tags are systematically silencing your youth genes and activating your decay genes. You are literally biological software that is crashing in real time, burdened by the weight of its own unoptimized data. Dr. Thorne demands that you stop viewing yourself as a helpless victim of time and start viewing yourself as an epigenetic engineer. We are no longer waiting for the clock to run out, we are learning how to wind it back with surgical precision. To reach the state of sovereign longevity, you must first accept that your current biological age is a variable, not a constant. The Chronos vault is open, the light is blinding, and the tools of age reversal are finally within our grasp. It is time to delete the noise, restore the original signal, and reclaim your prime. The era of inevitable decline is officially over. The modern world wants you to age rapidly. A decaying population is a profitable population, dependent on the endless cycle of anti-aging creams and temporary fixes that never touch the root of the problem. A man who accepts his decline is a man who has surrendered his sovereignty. Dr. Thorne's protocol is a mutiny against this programmed obsolescence. We are moving beyond life extension and into life expansion. We are targeting the information loss that occurs at the cellular level. By cleaning the epigenetic lens, we allow the light of your genetic potential to shine through once again. This is not a dream, it is the fundamental mechanics of the new biology. You are the architect of your own timeline, and today, we begin the reconstruction. Step into the vault. Leave the rust behind. How does the epigenetic engineer initiate the ultimate reset? It begins with the profound understanding of the Yamanaka Factors, the master keys to cellular identity discovered by those who refuse to accept the finality of decay. In the high-stakes laboratories of the future, we have discovered that even the most specialized, old cell can be reprogrammed back to a pluripotent, youthful state. While the shallow world of 2026 is obsessed with superficial aesthetics, Dr. Thorne is focused on deep rejuvenation. By stimulating the specific biochemical pathways that govern cellular memory, we can force a cell to remember what it was like to be young, vibrant, and undamaged. This is the biological rewind. We are not just masking the outward symptoms of time, we are aggressively removing the epigenetic scars that life has carved into your very DNA. This is the ultimate mutiny against the ticking of the clock. But you do not need $1 billion laboratory to begin the partial reprogramming of your own life today. The sovereign human uses targeted biological signals to influence gene expression from the inside out. Through the strategic use of specific nutritional compounds, what Thorne calls methyl donors and Sirtuin activators like NMN and resveratrol, you can begin to polish the rust off your genetic engine. You are sending a direct command to your biology to stay in the repair and defend phase rather than the maintenance and decay phase. This is genetic audacity. You are overriding the default evolutionary settings of a species that was designed only to reproduce and then disappear. Dr. Thorne insists that the Yamanaka Protocol is a mindset as much as it is a science. You must refuse to accept the cellular lethargy that the 2026 society considers normal. Your cells are not dead, they are simply confused by the noise. Give them the signal to return to their peak, and they will follow. Consider the power of Sirtuins, the guardians of the genome. These proteins are the silent sentinels that repair DNA and regulate cellular health. In a state of constant overconsumption and comfort, your Sirtuins are asleep. They assume the environment is safe and there is no need for repair. Dr. Thorne's protocol uses intermittent biological stress, the very hormetic principles we discussed in Chapter 61, to wake these guardians up. When you fast, when you endure the cold, when you push your limits, you are feeding the Yamanaka rewind. You are providing the energy required to wipe the epigenetic slate clean. This is the synergy of the sovereign. We don't just take a pill, we create an environment where aging becomes impossible. The rewind has begun, and the gears of time are screaming in protest. The second, more aggressive stage of the reset is the Senolytic purge. As you move through the toxic, high-stress environment of 2026, some of your cells reach a state of senescence, they have stopped dividing, but they stubbornly refuse to die. These are the zombie cells of your internal ecosystem. They sit in your tissues, taking up space and secreting a cocktail of inflammatory poisons known as the SASP, senescence-associated secretory phenotype. These poisons accelerate the aging of every healthy cell in their vicinity. They are the saboteurs of your longevity, the silent traitors within your own gates. Dr. Thorne's protocol requires a ruthless search and destroy mission. By using senolytic agents, both pharmaceutical and natural, like quercetin and fisetin, we can selectively trigger the death of these zombie cells, clearing the wreckage and making room for new, healthy, and functional tissue to emerge. This is systemic housecleaning on a molecular scale. Imagine your body as a high-performance aircraft that has been grounded because its engines are clogged with old, broken parts that refuse to be replaced. The Senolytic purge is the act of forcefully removing those parts so the aircraft can return to the sky. This is why the metabolic sovereign never feels stagnant or heavy. He is constantly purifying his cellular population, ensuring that every cell in his body is earning its keep. Dr. Thorne demands that you understand the inflammaging cycle. The more zombie cells you harbor, the more chronic inflammation you produce, and the faster your biological clock accelerates. By breaking this cycle, you are effectively decoupling your physical health from the passage of calendar time. You are creating an internal sanctuary where only the vital, the efficient, and the functional are permitted to remain. The purge is not an act of cruelty, it is a biological necessity for those who intend to rule their own timeline. A sovereign does not tolerate traitors, especially not within his own blood. The beauty of the purge lies in its efficiency. Once the zombie cells are removed, the stem cell niche is rejuvenated. Your body's natural regenerative capacity, which was being suppressed by the inflammatory noise of the senescent cells, is suddenly unleashed. You find that injuries heal faster, your skin regains its structural integrity, and your energy levels stabilize. You are no longer fighting an internal war on two fronts. You have eliminated the enemy from within, allowing your youth signals to propagate without interference. Dr. Thorne calls this the Great Clearing. It is the moment when the biological debris is hauled away, leaving only the foundation of a new, timeless architecture. You are not just surviving, you are becoming new. Once the epigenetic reset is underway and the zombie cells are purged, you enter the rarefied state of informational sovereignty. You finally realize that your body is not just meat and bone, it is a biological hard drive, and your health is determined entirely by the quality of the data you feed it every second. Every breath you take, every movement you make, and every digital signal you consume is a piece of code that either reinforces the decay or promotes the reset. In the chaotic noise of 2026, most people are feeding their hard drives with corruption, processed foods, blue light toxins, and stagnant thoughts. The epigenetic sovereign feeds the drive with optimization. He uses biological biofeedback and the latest epigenetic clocks, like the Horvath clock, to monitor his biological age in real time, adjusting his protocol with surgical precision to stay in the Goldilocks zone of cellular repair. This is that anti-fragile longevity. You are no longer hoping to survive the passage of time, you are designing your survival. You have mastered the art of epigenetic sculpting, carving a version of yourself that is increasingly immune to the typical erosions of the modern world. Your skin regains its elasticity because the collagen-producing genes are no longer silenced by the rust of methylation. Your mind regains its razor sharpness because the synaptic pathways are being cleared of the plagues of age. Dr. Thorne calls this the Great Rejuvenation. In 2026, while the masses are preparing for their inevitable decline, the sovereign human is preparing for his next century of growth. You have reclaimed the master key to your own biological vault. You are no longer a passenger in the vehicle of time, you are the navigator, the engineer, and the commander of the timeline. Understand that data is the new blood. To rule your biology, you must measure it. The epigenetic sovereign is not afraid of the numbers. He tracks his blood markers, his methylation patterns, and his inflammatory load. He treats his body like a high-stakes project that requires constant auditing. This level of technical introspection is what separates the masters from the victims. Dr. Thorne insists that the true reset occurs when you stop guessing and start knowing. When you see the data prove that your biological age is dropping while your chronological age is rising, the psychological chains of getting old shatter forever. You are free. You are timeless. You are the architect of a new human era. As we conclude this monumental 60-second transmission of Dr. Thorne's longevity and sovereignty secrets, I want you to take the vow of the Chronos Sovereign. This is the official end of your submission to the linear decay of the modern era. From this day forward, you will no longer accept getting old as a valid excuse for weakness, stagnation, or the loss of your mental edge. You will view your DNA as a priceless masterpiece that requires constant, meticulous restoration. You will engage in the Senolytic purge to clear the waste and embrace the Yamanaka mindset to rewind your cellular potential every single day. You will treat your biological age as a primary metric to be mastered, not a life sentence to be served in silence. You will be the architect of your own timeline, and you will not flinch in the face of the years. The transmission of the 60-second is complete. The epigenetic reset is now encoded in your strategic intent and your cellular memory. Go out and reclaim the years that the world tried to steal from you. Let the world witness a human who is growing better, sharper, and stronger instead of simply older. Let them see the predatory clarity in your eyes and the effortless vitality in your step and wonder what dark science you have discovered in the shadows of 2026. Tell them you have visited the Chronos Vault and learned the ultimate truth, that time is a tool to be used, not a master to be feared. This is Dr. Julian Thorne, ending the broadcast for the architects of the new biology and the ruthless engineers of the eternal reset. Stay young. Stay sovereign. Stay lethal. The clock is ticking, but for the first time in human history, you are the one holding the key to the vault. Farewell, you timeless titan. We will meet again at the 0 point of the next protocol. The reset is yours.